coach who was with me when I do the FCA, he says, you know, I wish you wouldn't tone it down like that. All you talk about is love. You talk about God. And he was kind of like a non-believer. But he didn't want us to really say all that lovey-dovey stuff. He said, we're making it soft. You're making it soft. And I said, no, Dad, you got it all wrong. I said, when I was in 7th grade, Mr. Schubel, the Schubels are here, he was my 7th grade basketball coach, Stan Schubel. And Stan Schubel brought in an article from the newspaper. This is like in 1964. All right? He brings this article. It's about a guy named Clyde Foes. Clyde Ford or Clyde Foes. He was a farmer in Iowa. And this is the story he told us. He said, it's right out here on the newspaper. Clyde Ford, or Foes, whatever, it's a long time ago, was out at his farm in Iowa. His 2 grandchildren were playing on a tractor that was up on blocks. All right? He's out on the field, plowing the field. Finally, the one boy, the older boy, is running through the field, screaming to his grandfather, come on now. My brother is underneath the tractor. Tractor fell on him. He's underneath it. There's no cell phones, nothing else. He tells him, you run to the house and tell Grandma to ring it up. You know what I mean? Get it out. We need to get somebody up here. Well, she goes out. He goes up to the house. He goes down there. And when they come back, the tractor's up. And the young man is outside of the tractor. He was able to use his one leg to pull it outside. Well, his leg was broken, smashed, and everything else. And the ambulance comes in, and they said to the grandfather, how'd you get him out of there? He said, I lifted the tractor. Clyde Foes, 5'6", 150 pounds, farmer. Oh, you lifted it. Now, what did you do? Did you get something to pry it up and how, pull? He said, no, I lifted it, and he was able to pull himself out of there. And then one ambulance guy said, I know what that is. That's called an adrenaline rush. I had it in college. They said, you get so much that comes at you, and Grandpa says, no. That's called love. That's called love. That's love. And then the question Mr. Schubel asked us this. He said, did he lift the tractor because he hated it? Or did he lift the tractor because he loved his grandson? You decide. Because, you can go through life and you can preach and be a coach and say, we hate this team. This is the team we're going to be. Or you can say, hey, we love one another and we're going to play as hard as we can because people are counting on us. And whatever happens, happens. Love will conquer all the time. And that's the story that I try to preach more and more to our kids.